Oh. Hello, I do apologize. I guess we had some type of technical difficulties. I'm hoping that this time it will actually be clear. I totally apologize. I know we can't depend on technology, but the content of the information that was being shared with us was really, really good. And I do believe that Elijah has signed back in. So I will let him back in the room. Hopefully this works better. I changed computers myself. So please, please, please forgive us for that. All right, Elijah, can you hear us now?
All right, I think we back.
Yeah, I sent out like a disclaimer, like, sorry, that's not how we do things, but stuff happened. It's
Yeah,
technology, like I
technology is
told
not perfect.
you.
You know, it's not
So
perfect. So it's all good. This we're here now. We're working.
yes. But what I had asked you before, and I guess we probably got to start completely over with you just
Absolutely.
sharing your history because I think it's important that people know where you came from so they know where you are.
Absolutely. Okay.
So you can tell
Are
us
we
about yourself.
live?
Yeah, we're live. I'm
Okay, nice.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm like, he just is he frozen again? What did he do?
So where did we leave off? Or did we start from the beginning?
Well, just because I started it over,
All right.
um, probably will want to start from the beginning because it might be some people that have joined that wasn't here before,
Cool.
um, that need to know your story
Okay.
and your road to success.
Okay. Hey everybody. I want to thank Mo for having me on her show. I'm very honored to be on the show. And congratulations to Mo. For those of you who may not know, she was just awarded one of the top independent businesses for 2020.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, congratulations. So, I'm honored to be on your show, and I'm honored to be able to, to inspire our youth. And my story began in church. Was when I got my first experiences with music, and hearing the choir sing and the drummer and organ player, and I'm like, whoa, I want to do that. And I would take the fans and rip the handles off and play on the seats, and then I would play on the pots and pans at the house. And my parents eventually just invested and got me a drum set, and then they
Wow.
sent me off to Cleveland School of the Arts. Shout out to my CSA family. And yes, it's like Fame. It's like the TV
Wow.
show Fame. People dancing down the hallways, graffiti on the wall, and that really prepped me early on. I got that advantage from going to CSA,
Okay.
and then I wound up going to attending. I wound up attending Wilberforce University, where I met you, Mo, and the Wu family, and then when I left from school, I went music full time. I just went full throttle. And I would tell anybody, when you go after your dreams, don't go into it saying, well, here's my backup plan.
Mm,
You've already lost. You've
wow.
already lost. I can see, like, maybe if you're going to go into the NBA where there's a limited amount of people who can join the NBA, that makes sense to have a backup plan. But who says I'm going to be a doctor, but let me have a backup plan to be a musician? No, if you want to be a doctor, you're going to figure out how to be a doctor, and that's the end of it. You
Hmm.
got to have that type of faith. Many of us have faith in God, but not enough of us have faith in ourselves. And
Wow.
that is really a big thing for you to be able to believe in yourself, even when others, even if your family and friends don't believe in you, to be able to believe in yourself and say, I'm going to do this. And let me see people who did it before me. Let me read books. Let me talk to people. It's about dedication, hard work, and patience.
Hmm. And that's where we kind of ran into a technical difficulty because I deal with a lot of students that feel like they can just do it tomorrow. I'm a record this track in my cousin's studio in their house, and tomorrow I'm gonna be on the top 10.
No, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. And nowadays, more than any other time in the history of the music business, this is the greatest time to be an artist or be a musician, because you can not be signed to a label.
Wow.
I'm not signed to a label, and they're playing me on the Wave, which is a top jazz station all across the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing me in the UK. They're playing me in Spain, Italy.
Wow.
You know, I'm on Pandora Radio. I'm on iHeartRadio. No label. You know, but this is the greatest time. If you have great music, you can promote your stuff out here. You can, you got Chance the Rapper. He's out here touring. When he got his first Grammy, Chance the Rapper didn't have a manager. Chance the Rapper didn't have a label. He didn't have a booking agent. Chance the Rapper did what Master P did, what Jay-Z did, what Wu-Tang did, what Cash Money Millionaires did. Mm-hmm. You know, so the excuse of I don't live in New York or LA, or I don't have a management team or a label, that's not an excuse anymore. If you want it bad enough, and that wasn't an excuse back then, but it's really not an excuse now. But see, the catch-22 is now more of the responsibility is put on the artist. Because now when you come into the game, they want to see that you have so many followers. They want to see that you sold so many units on your own. They want to see that you out here touring and doing your thing out here. And not saying there's not labels who just sign you with you not having a following without you having your own music out.
You said they will or they won't?
No, they still will.
Oh, okay.
But nowadays, most artists are coming to the labels with an album completed, photos completed, following, they're doing shows, they're doing things. So it's a catch-22, even though you don't necessarily have to live in New York or be signed to a label to get out here anymore. It's actually more work on the artist in the beginning. So the whole idea of I'm just going to sing and be cute and get out here, most stories don't happen like that. I mean, you could put some music on YouTube and go viral and have be success overnight, but I would advise you just consistency. That's the key. Consistency. You put out one good video, keep putting out more videos. Consistency is the key. And after if you stay consistent, if you stay patient, you will be heard.
Wow. So what do you if you could give advice to a high school student or someone that feels that they can do that. Like, a lot of times, and I'm be honest, we were like that when we were young. We're like, look, we made it to college. We can use this as a side hustle and all that. But what do you tell someone that's like overconfident? You know how
overconfidence. What do you mean when you say overconfidence?
Where they don't want to listen, where a person would not want to listen to.
Okay, that's foolish. Then that's not overconfident. I think that would be overconfident. I don't think you can have enough confidence in this business, but I think it's very important to be able to listen and learn, especially from people who are doing it already. But you can even learn from people who are not doing it, because business applies to most industries. So very important. And I even teach my students, because I have a mentoring program called the Tribe of Eli Mentoring Program. And I teach them one of the important things is to be able to listen, to grow and learn. So that's very important. I agree.
Now, with your mentoring program, is there a way that if someone is up there, because not only do I work with kids in Texas, if you notice, I'm in about 15 different states, but
I see you out here. You're doing your thing out here.
So I do have some kids that I reach out to in Ohio. If they were interested in becoming a member of the mentoring program or want to learn more, are you virtual or do you actually have a meeting site, being that we're dealing with the pandemic and we are learning to be more creative in our workings?
We're definitely virtual, as well as I I travel as well and speak different places, colleges, churches, all over.
Okay. And then if they wanted information, I guess we can put it in the chat so
Yes, ma'am.
they can reach out. But it's also on your bio on the event, and if I have to repost it out, I don't mind doing that either.
Yeah,
So
what the mentoring program teaches, and I've made it available for adults as well, because
oh
I found
wow,
out that adults were benefiting from it as well. Is we
hmm
teach emotional intelligence.
that's important.
Yeah, we teach emotional intelligence. We teach conflict resolution, how to communicate,
Wow.
how to love people who are different, cultural diversity, things like this, because our issues in the world are not math and science. You know, we go to college to learn math and science all the way to, you know, graduate,
That's true.
you know, but
It's
our
true.
issues are with, we have social issues. And the same thing that would save a marriage would be the same things that can, I believe, that can save our world. If we learn how to relate with each other and be able to communicate and listen and
hmm
emotional intelligence, these things that would save a marriage, I believe, can save our world and help us to just be a better world in general. We need to, that needs to be mandatory from elementary to college, like math and science. But it's not mandatory. We're not learning from elementary to college like math and science. So I said, what could I do? And that's when I was inspired to start the mentoring program. And then, like I said, I start noticing adults were coming to me and saying, do you have this for adults as well? So it's not just limited to the youth. And
Wow.
it's been great so far. We've took the program to the Palace Theater, House of Blues, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's doing really good.
That's awesome. I noticed, and I follow a couple of your music pages, and I'm really proud of you. Proud that one, you were one of my classmates, and I'm also proud that of the music stature that you have. I noticed you were working on a project of your own now, and then also you're a percussionist for Gladys Knight, which is like, I'm like, my classmate is doing big things. How is that experience?
Which one?
Both. Like you can like probably tie into both of them. How is it working with Gladys Knight, and then how is it like being successful? Like
Gotcha.
how do you deal with that?
So I'm very grateful to be working with Gladys Knight. She's truly a living legend, and she's a beautiful person on and off stage. You know, literally, she. You know, some people can be divas, and, you know, she's none of that. She's a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And initially, they were trying to bring me in as the main drummer, and
Wow.
I said, "What does that require?" And it would require me not missing any shows. And I said,
Oh God.
I would rather come in as the percussionist. So an opportunity opened up, and the rest was history. And I've been playing hand percussions with her, but I enjoy that because it's still percussion. You know, it's just a different way of drumming. And
Wow.
as an artist, I just opened up for Norman Brown last year
Okay.
for the Columbus Ribbon Jazz Festival. You know, that was really huge. You know, and that's when it was like, okay, it's finally happening. It's finally it's coming together. They have me on Tidal now, and you know, just some doors are opening. I got my first album called Return Is In.
I see
The
that in
Manhattan
your
Transfer Singer gave
wow.
me a big shout out on my album. So it's like, okay, but guess what? Guess what, y'all? I was afraid to put the album out. That album, it
Why?
took me years to drop the album because I was like, I don't know if people would appreciate it. And let me tell y'all this: you're not gonna get everybody to love you. I'm sorry. No matter how successful you are, there's always gonna be haters. There's always gonna be people that don't want to see you do your thing or want to see you fall or just don't like you. That's just, you got to get over that. You got to not have in your mind that I got to get everybody to like me. It's never going to happen. You're setting yourself up for failure. What
Okay.
you want to do is you want to like you. You want to be able to say, this is what I wanted to say. This is exactly how I wanted to say it. And there will be some people that say, I like how you say that. I like how you did that. And you focus on those people. You don't try to focus on getting everybody like you. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. You could be Michael Jackson. You could be Beyonce. There will be people that say, I don't like Beyonce. Are you crazy? You don't like Beyonce? I don't like Beyonce. You don't like Michael Jackson? I don't like Michael. He can't sing. This is the king of pop. I don't like Michael. So if they don't look, LeBron James, I got to stand up for Ohio. LeBron James is doing his thing out here. I don't like LeBron. I don't give a damn who you are. You're not going to get everybody to like you. So
that's true.
Learn to just do what you do. And again, coming back to having confidence in yourself, believing in yourself, and not needing validation. It's something on my jacket. Not needing validation and not needing
approval
of everyone for you to do what you do.
That's good. That really word can help adults.
What you say?
I said that word right there can actually help adults, because there's some adults that, they limit themselves because of what others may think. And I guess, you learn that. And I even remember being in school with you and watching you as a percussionist, like, you know what? It was some things you just wouldn't deal with. And now I look back at that and I'm like, you know what? I should have had that mentality too, because I'm watching all the things that are doors that are opening for you in the way that you are, you carry yourself and mannerisms and things like that. So I have, like I said, I have been following your page, and I have noticed that you put a music video the other day. It was like a motivational song, and it was some really good artists on there. How was that project?
Okay, y'all check that out. It's I Can See Clearly Now, by Johnny Nash, who just passed away. Rest in peace. He just passed away like a couple days ago. So I reproduced it, and I brought in some of my good friends. I brought in, just to name a few, Tarsha Hamilton, who's Anthony Hamilton's wife. I brought in Scott Sable, one of the finalists for American Idol. I brought in Will Blaze, who's on my single that got me a lot of success. I brought in BB King's niece, just a bunch of my friends from the Cleveland area. And we just said, look.
Wow. So everybody is from Cleveland. That was amazing. I watched it about 2 or 3 times. I was like, I love this.
Thank you.
So, that was awesome. And the
we
other thing,
don't know how much power we have to impact our world, good or bad.
Yes, that's true. Music does hold the key. Music usually helps me get out of things that I'm thinking about or having issues with. So as a musician, how do you feel that you can impact and change things that's going on now? Because there's so much going on in the world. It really is.
I'm constantly thinking of ways of how I can use my music to make a difference, and I don't want to be preachy with it. But I looked at some of the artists who came before me, such as Michael Jackson, and who's some other artists who use their music, Bob Marley, people who use their music to say something. In the jazz world, we have Max Roach. He had an album called We Insist, and you see a picture of some jazz musicians sitting at a bar, whites only bar, and so this is a pretty old motif, and I'm not the first to do it, but I encourage all the artists and musicians out here to use your platform in some type of way to make our world better.
So you're challenging that. I don't know if you recall, it was a couple years ago. It was a Facebook challenge where everybody was singing like their hymns, and I couldn't find the video. And I know you were coming on here, but you did like a percussion thing where you were playing like all parts of a song. I was like, oh my goodness.
I remember that. I remember that. Because I can't sing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was playing drums with the choir, if you remember. I was in the choir at first, and it was like, Somebody
Yes.
told me you playing with the drums with the gospel choir. I'm like, yeah, maybe we'll try that with the university choir. I think that was the first time they brought in drums with the Wilberforce University choir because they're like, we ain't trying to hear you sing, bruh. And
We don't want to hurt your feelings. We're gonna put you in this section.
yeah, there we go. And it was a good thing because that taught me how to play with discipline and dynamics because I barely was playing the drums. I mean, he had me playing so soft, and I used to be upset, like, what's the point of me being? I can play with my fingers and playing so, but it taught me discipline. I appreciate now as an adult.
You said the discipline?
It taught me discipline when I was playing with the university choir because I had to play with dynamics and I couldn't just get wild with it. It was just like you're gonna play right here, So yeah, I'm grateful for my experiences at Wilberforce University, and I also would encourage musicians if you have the opportunity to go to school and further your knowledge of education in music, learn music theory if you can. That will help you to communicate. If I'm a band director, I can speak the language of the musicians because I know music theory. If I'm producing somebody, I can get behind the piano and put the parts down because I know music theory. So, as much as I wouldn't say that going to college is a deal breaker to be successful in the music business, unless you're trying to, join the Cleveland Orchestra or, maybe teach on a collegiate level as a professor or something, I still would encourage school and education because knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm. That's good. As we're winding down, because we usually stay on about an hour or so, and I don't want to infringe on your time because I know your time.
I have OCD. I'm trying to figure out what's on my jacket. But
you worse than the fly on the man's head at the debate. You sitting there.
Right.
I can't even see the thing on your jacket.
Okay. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna enjoy the interview.
You are too much. Do you have your instruments available? Like, did you want to give us like a sample of what we have to look forward to coming from you? Or are you like, no, Monique, you're pushing it?
That's not quite ready. Okay. But I can let you hear something from my album.
Okay. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know, Elijah, are you playing it? So as he's getting that set up, please note that tomorrow we do have another guest coming on tomorrow to share his book. And then we also have coming up in about 2 weeks, an amazing youth where we highlight our youth entrepreneurs. And I'll probably be coming on later today to give more updates about a better chance for youth, as well as some door prizes. Yes, we have received some donations, and I will be giving those door prizes away to viewers as well. So I will be looking in comments and looking at logs to see who participated. And you never know, you might get a mail from us, a prize. Elijah, are you ready? I can't hear you. You have it on mute. You can't hear it. I can't hear you. I think Elijah is experiencing technical difficulties again. We cannot hear him. think he just noticed. Oh no. I can hear you now.
You can hear me? So what I'm gonna do,
yes.
is there a way for me to drag a video into here for them to see or no?
It probably is, but I'm gonna be really transparent. I honestly do not know how to do that. And I am working on getting someone to do that. But what we could do is, if you send me it, I can tag it and upload it, like splice it together. So
we'll do that. What I was gonna plug the mic up, and so you can hear it through the speakers. That's why you couldn't hear me, because I was tying my studio equipment to the video. But if you can do that, that's even better.
Okay, you had me scared. I said, "Oh Lord, I done messed the sound up again." I don't know.
My girl, it's so good to see you. It's so good. Again, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Proud of you as well.
A lot of us are doing good. The Woo, we out here. The Woo is out here.
Yes.
You remember Roro?
Yes, I do.
Roro doing his thing. Adia. You know what I'm saying? The Woo is out here.
I hope they get out and vote, because we do need to see that change for Alabama. I hope.
Yeah.
Adia, wish her much success. Anything she send me, I post. I wish I was in that county to vote for her, but I'm not. But I do want people to get out and vote, because we have to get that changed as well. So no, I do. I highly appreciate you for coming, sharing your time. I know you are, like I said, a very, very busy person. So I am grateful that you took time out of your day to grace us with your presence.
That's how we get down for our youth. That's how we get down. Look, y'all, if you see somebody that's doing something you want to do, then that means you can do it. That means you just got to stay dedicated. And sometimes that's what happens too, is we get the idea, and then it doesn't come quick enough, like you say, and then we just say, okay, maybe this ain't, you got to be dedicated. Some businesses took a while to take off. Jay-Z, for instance. Jay-Z was getting turned down by all the labels, and I mean all the labels. And eventually he just said, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. Master P, of course, before Master P got in the game, there was no artist coming out of the South. So he was really going against the grain. And he said, you know what, I'll do this myself. He started selling CDs out the back of his trunk. How bad do you want it? That's what I want to push my youth and anybody that's watching this. How bad do you want it?
You got to be hungry.
Now, people say, I never heard of a jazz percussion artist. Yeah, I understand. But I wanted it. And I said, I'm going to be one of the first jazz percussion artists to be played on Smooth Jazz Radio. And I said, I'm going to die trying. And that's what happened.
Yeah, and I listened to it, and I'm super proud of you. Like,
thank you.
And my musician scholars that are pursuing that life, I'm definitely going to make sure I tag them and make sure their parents make them watch this talk. Because what it is, like you said, if it's somebody in the field that you want to be in, you have to learn from them. A lot of times as educators, we try to tell people how to do stuff, but we've never experienced it. And that's not teaching the kid anything.
That's not teaching them. And feel free, y'all, if y'all want to hit me up in my inbox, on my DM, to ask some questions, feel free to hit me up direct and just say, hey, I watched Mo's show, and I have a few questions. I don't have a problem with that. I'll say a few other things too that I think that could be helpful. Do we have time?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay. So I think a lot of people get caught up in fame and being a millionaire.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You're either a superstar or you're either a starving artist.
Mm-hmm.
There's no in between. There's superstar or starving artist. But can I tell y'all something? Most of us are not starving artists, and most of us are not superstars. Most of us are right in that middle. We're able to make a full-time living as musicians, at least six figures. You know, may not be a millionaire, but can make six figures. So I'm saying, like, it's not about being a millionaire or being famous. And let me tell you something. With that fame comes a price with that fame. You lose your life, actually. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're able to make a good living and not, you know, be Beyonce famous, it's actually a beautiful thing. You know, where you can maybe, you know, maybe Layla Hathaway may get irritated while she out at dinner. Somebody might recognize her, but she don't have to shut the club down to go eat like Beyonce, when she got to hide, and you know that's the whole nother.
Yeah,
you may think you want that, but maybe you don't want that. And I'm here to tell you that you can be a successful musician, make great money, not be a starving artist, and not have to give your life away because you're super famous either. I mean, like, you know, it may come, it may. I'm not saying. I'm not going to say that that you can't be a millionaire superstar. I'm saying that if you don't become a millionaire superstar, y'all ever heard of Eric Roberson? Eric Roberson, good friend of mine, books his own gigs. He doesn't have a label that books. He books his own gigs. He's touring. Somebody may recognize him at the restaurant. You know, he might get irritated. I got to sign an autograph. But it ain't like where he got to shut the club down to eat with his girlfriend. I got to put a mask on. So, you know, there's levels. So don't feel like, okay, I don't know. And if your thing is you want to be a superstar, then go after that. If that's what you want to do, do that. I'm just trying to teach y'all that it's a lot of us in between that ain't superstars and we ain't starving artists. You know, when I get off this interview, I'm gonna jump in my Benz. I'm just saying.
That's fact.
And now on another note, this is on the business side. We got some time?
Yeah.
On the business side, y'all, I want anybody who's watching this video who's thinking about being an entrepreneur to understand there's only so many hours in a day.
That's true.
So if you're really if your goal is, I do want to be a millionaire, but I don't know if I want the fame that comes with being a superstar, you don't have to sell out. And what I mean by that is you can take some of your money and invest it. You can invest in maybe a laundromat, maybe a car wash, maybe an apartment building complex, you know, where you're able to make, you know, the money you want to make without the fame. You can take some of your money and flip it. You know, the superstars do that all the time. 50 Cent invested in vitamin water. LeBron invested in Dr. Dre Beats that got brought out by Apple. You know, these are people who are millionaires. They don't need to invest their money, but they invest their money. So I'm trying to, this is not being taught to us in schools. So I want to make sure I use that. You can take your money and invest it and flip it and get your money to work for you. That's really how you retire, to be honest. That's how you retire. You don't wait for Uncle Sam to take care of you, because you usually people who retire still have to pick up a part-time because it's not bringing in enough money where they're comfortable. So retirement is you figuring out how to get your money to work for you. So when you sleep, when you're on vacation, money coming. If you take the tour,
that's true. Did we lose him? Oh Lord. Well, I do appreciate Elijah for coming. I don't know if we lost signal, but like I said, tomorrow we will have Stephen Jones, which is a wonderful author, and in a couple of weeks we will have Rihanna, who is an amazing youth entrepreneur, and she will be going to tell us about her actually her dad and her, Ryan Smith, will be on, and they will be talking to us about how she's became a wonderful artist that she is. So again, I would like to thank Elijah for coming on. I do want you all to, especially if you're in the Ohio area, to follow him. He has a wonderful youth mentor program, and he also has a new album coming out. So just look for Elijah. And
there we go.
Look for Elijah. Okay, I didn't know what happened. I was like, we lost him again. So I was just telling people to make sure that they follow your businesses, and also look for your new album that will be coming out soon.
Yeah, you can go to ElijahGilmore.com. That's my website. Again, you can go to Spotify, iTunes, Pandora Radio, iHeartRadio. Sorry about that. That one was on me. When I switched up from the first time we were on the phone, and the phone was having issues, so I went to the laptop and needed to have it plugged. So it's plugged up now. Sorry about that. But yeah, I was just saying, that's how you get wealth without having to sell out, is that you take your money and invest it. And these are things they won't teach you in school. Our parents came up, our parents taught us to go to college to get a good job. And that's what we were taught. We weren't taught to be entrepreneurs. And I encourage you guys to read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I read that.
Really good book. So you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. That's the name of the game. You want to be to get money in your sleep. So if I take this tour, I take this tour. And if I don't take this tour, it's all good. Money coming. So, that's what you're doing. When you go into this music business, you're an entrepreneur. Don't look at this music business as any different as any other business that you do. So I know these musicians do this. They'll go set themselves up for a gig, and they won't have a contract. How you doing business without a contract?
That's insane.
If I go to Giant Eagle just to get a cake, they're going to give me a contract, and I'm going to put half down, or they ain't making that cake.
Exactly. That right there.
We like, hey, I'm gonna do this for the Lord. What? See, you ain't gonna never be respected as a professional as long as you're not acting. You could be doing it for the Lord, but guess what you can do? You can say, all right, I know y'all don't have the money I'm asking for. What we gonna do to offset this? I'm gonna have you sign on this contract right here that I did this amount of work for you in services, and then you can write that off in your taxes.
That's true.
You know what? I did $500 worth of work for you. Sign right here. You write that off in your taxes and get that money back. We gotta learn business like any other company. We gotta stop doing for free and I'm gonna do it for the Lord. Man, come on. Look, I tell people this: pastors do it for the Lord, right?
Yes, they do.
Do pastors do it for the Lord?
They do, but they get paid.
They still get paid. So you do have your volunteer pastors who work a day job. I want y'all to see a correlation: volunteer pastor, day job. Okay, part-time pastor, part-time job. Full-time pastor, no job. So for you to transition into being a full-time artist, you can't be coming in volunteering or asking for part-time money. You got to make people respect your craft. You put in hours and energy into mastering your craft. Some of us went to school. Let somebody go off to school to be anything and not get paid for it. So you can't keep blaming other people and saying, oh, they're not respecting my craft. You not respecting your craft. You not making them respect your craft.
That's true.
Once you realize what your value is, then other people will value you based on how you value yourself.
That's very, very true. And I appreciate you even going in depth with those because that's important information for young and old. And do you have any final thoughts? Because I know I'm probably going to have to bring you on again because you touched on something in the financial aspect that I know we need to revisit.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to book you again. I'm just giving
Okay.
you a heads up.
It'd be my pleasure.
Okay. So what are your final thoughts for everybody? Like you really sown a lot of seeds of knowledge today. And I'm like, oh, I could use that nugget too. So
I'm gonna drill this into y'all, especially since you're gonna bring me back anyways. I'm gonna drill this into y'all. It's so important to believe in yourself. It's so important to stay dedicated to your dreams and be patient. You know, put yourself around people who are doing it. You know where you're going by the people that you're around. You know, put yourself around people who are further than you, even if that makes you the weakest link, because at least you know you're going to go further than where you are because you got to step your game up to where they are now. You know, really, you know, read on the music business. Now you can Google things. Google, you know, you can Google. Somebody's going to Google the music industry and this interview is going to come up.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can Google things now. So there's no excuse for you not to go after your dreams other than fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fear is emotion and it's a healthy part of our system. But you know, you acknowledge the fear and it's okay to say, I'm afraid. I don't know how this is going to go, but I would rather try and not get there and say, I tried than not try and be wondering, what if?
Wow.
If I had never put that album out that I was afraid to put out, it would still be like, dang, I wonder. But you know, now, you know, I'm getting calls from the UK to do shows and festivals in the UK. You know what I mean? Like just
that is
awesome. You gotta believe in yourself. That's what I'm going to push before we get off here. Get your business together. Don't just focus on the music. Focus on the music and the business. That's why it's called music business. You know, so get your business together. You know, a good book to get is Everything You Should Know About This Music Business by Donald S. Passman. It's a really good book for people trying to learn this business really quick. And lastly, I want to say thank you, Mo, for bringing me on your show.
You are so welcome.
You know,
it's an honor. So again, guys, we'll be back on tomorrow with a artist. I do apologize. We had several technical difficulties, but we made it through.
We made it through.
We've been through 2 computers, 2 microphones, but hey, we did it.
Hey, we didn't even talk about the amount of time it took us to just get to this. So I'm like, we gonna. When my computer went down, I said, "Oh no, we finishing this interview. Oh no, we about to finish it."
Like we'd have tried to book this 4 times, but hey, we did it. I'm so grateful that you took time out of your schedule because I know you have a lot on your plate that I can't even imagine doing. But I'm like I said, I'm honored that people can see success in the field that they want to be in. Because like I said, I have scholars that want to be musicians, but they don't know the backstory. They just see what's in front of them.
Oh, can I say this last thing too, Mo?
Sure.
So this is another thing to think about, y'all. We said that everybody's not a superstar millionaire. We said everybody's not a starving artist. Most of us sit somewhere in the middle. But also, there's 101 jobs in the music business. We often just think the performer, but you have songwriters who are millionaires. That's behind the scenes. You have producers. You have, we said earlier, professors or teachers. You have music therapists. You have booking agents. You have so many different things in the music field. If that's just what you want to be in the music field, it's 101 jobs. I mean, you know, don't just say, okay, I got to. Maybe you might be a good music manager because you're into music really well, so you're gonna be passionate about it. You know, so, you know, I would look up the different jobs, and you have people who just do jingles and come up with music for commercials or movie scores.
Wow.
And they're not necessarily on stage, but I got a friend right here in Cleveland. He makes 6 figures just making music for jingles and commercials.
I'm in the wrong profession. I need to.
I mean, I'm glad you said that too. Don't do anything for the money. Do it because this is what you love. And when you love it, you'll never work a day in your life because you love it. I tell people, go after what you love. Don't go after the money. You can always get money. You can always flip and invest your money, as we talked about earlier. Do what you love. Do what you love. Do if you didn't get paid for it and you would still do it, that's probably what you need to do.
Yes, that is definitely what I do. That's hey, I understand, but again, I do appreciate you taking time out of your day. I'm super proud of you as a friend, as a classmate.
I'm proud of you too.
If you need any support from us, we are a charitable organization. You know, we support how we can.
Okay, I appreciate that. Love you, Mo, and I love my Woo family. And I thank you all for tuning into this show. Spread this love with other people that you think could appreciate this show or benefit from this show. We want to support our own Mo with her ABC Youth Futures Incorporated. You know, she's one of the top businesses for 2020. So, you know, we should show support to other people. We need to support our own. So, you know, spread this video, y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think